Good evening. They have made the ultimate sacrifice. They have served their country well, but they might be wondering tonight if even that was enough. Veterans are a symbol of everything that embodies hard work and sacrifice and helping others. But some of the oldest and hardest working men and women who served their country and served their province say they feel as though the Campbell government is treating them as the enemy. The province has told them to come up with $26,000 in rent or to get out of the building that they have occupied rent-free for nearly 80 years. A-News legislature reporter Shachi Kurl has more on tonight's top story.
This is the rotunda ceremony. This is, that's actually me with dark hair.
What year was that?
That would be close to 40 years ago.
You probably don't know Mel Smith or his fellow members at the Legion that's just across the street from the BC legislature. But at just 114 members, this branch does work for the community that can only be described as invaluable. Every year, these members, most over 80 years old, carefully prepare the cenotaph on Remembrance Day. They maintain and replace the wreaths placed at its base. And because Branch 127 is made up of retired provincial servants, without them there would be no remembrance ceremony in the rotunda of the legislature either.
The branch has done a lot.
The Legion's giving back doesn't start or end at Remembrance Day.
We contribute roughly about $10,000 a year to charities.
And for 77 years, they have performed these services from the ground floor of this building. They've stayed here rent-free since this man, Duff Patullo, was premier. So it is shocking that this government has told the veterans they must either come up with $26,000 to cover a year's worth of rent or get out. It's news that has wounded these veterans.
I would just say, out of respect of what they did for the country over the years, let's show them that respect and let's just put this to rest for several years.
Do you think they're showing respect to veterans?
Well, not at all.
Ted Vaughn flew bomber missions over Europe in the Second World War. He says the government's demands amount to a full-scale attack.
Well, I think it's a disaster and absolutely ridiculous.
The veterans are getting support from opposition leader Carol James.
It's just outrageous and shows a real lack of respect for our veterans. I think that's what makes me so angry.
Which has caught the attention of the minister responsible. This morning, Ben Stewart was standing firm.
They've been in that particular space for a long time, rent-free, and the reality is that government is looking at all of its spaces.
$26,000 a year, Minister, isn't a lot of money. Is it in the grand scheme of things?
Thanks a lot for your help today. Okay?
By this afternoon, a different story.
That I'd like to meet with them and talk about what's going to work for the veterans.
And by question period, Stewart's message was in free fall. He climbed down.
They will still call Superior Street home, and no one is moving. And if there's any confusion on this, I apologize.
The veterans say their membership is so old, Branch 127 won't be much longer for this world anyway. But today marked a victory for people who serve their country, who serve their province, and who are no strangers to a good fight. In Victoria, Shachi Kurl, A-News.